This week's videos are sponsored by an app that I've been using since before we even partnered with them, and that app is Rocket Money. More on them after the reaction, people. Hot Dog 5 today, guys. I'm excited for this. That last episode was a banger. Sad, but a banger.
The best.
Thank you to all been buying them Team Black RR shirts. And look at this traitor.
Oh no, my favorite characters.
This traitor's wearing
They're
Team
all in
Green.
this shirt.
But we're also promoting it because it's also in RR merch.
Get
we
one.
play to both sides.
Get
We're
both.
voting for both Biden and Trump
Yes.
this year. That way we don't
Spread
lose
the
any
love,
audience.
all right?
We got to just recoup everyone.
We play
everyone.
to
Just
all
rake it all in.
tastes,
Rake
all
it all in.
sensibilities.
Rake it all. We got no
please
backbone.
everyone
no
all the
spine
time.
here. No spine.
It's possible.
Ladies and gentlemen, what'd you think about this episode? Leave your thoughts down below. Also, hey, prepper, you guys edit, and I like the way you edit. It's editing good. And hey, subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when a reaction is up for the next episode of Hot Dog. And hey, by the way, our Patreon hack, that's where you get the full interaction watch on, where you get to sync up with your own copy of Hot Dog. And we also cover some things exclusive there with highlights and watch-alongs included. And, you know, more importantly, you get to watch along with John and I. It's like we're in the room with you, shouting things at the screen while you're trying to catch the dialogue with its high vocabulary. Anywho, let's do it. TJ Miller wrote this episode?
That's gonna be hilarious and problematic.
At least we can all agree on that.
Oh man, this guy's lost everyone. I didn't even think about him.
Yeah.
He's lost everyone.
You still got the throne of Driftmark, I guess. Some comfort that chair'll do you.
Poor Corlys.
I know. To think he was on death's door, and now look how many people he's lost since then.
Is this fight worth fighting?
Behold, the traitor dragon Meleys,
Wow.
Whoa, they're parading it around.
slain at Brook's Rest by your king,
I mean, this is a great PR move.
to Aegon!
My man.
Slain by your king. Aemon's not even getting the credit.
Nope.
Oh, that is cruel.
Wow. Oh my.
Those like flies around it?
Yeah, that must smell great.
No one's really cheering. Everyone seems disturbed by this.
I mean, one thing is if you can fell a dragon, they can fell a dragon.
I mean, they see the horrors of the war they're in.
Don't they realize we won the battle?
Strange victory, if it was one.
Day after a triumph is as hollow as the day after a tragedy.
And the day they lost the dragon.
I thought the dragons was gods.
Yeah, it's kind of messing with everyone's perception of the safety dragons afford.
It's just me.
The gods
Just
are
meat.
now just meat.
Wow, what a sad shot.
R.I.P. Meleys. And they're still hanging up there. Wow.
The passage of time will be determined by the rotting of the corpses.
It's the best clock. What is in the box? Ooh,
See Aegon. Devil man.
God, what are you thinking about right now? Everything is going according to plan.
Damn, Aegon's been king for like a week.
Yep, it's been very eventful. Oh. You've had enough parading for one lifetime.
Just put a bunch of worms on Aegon's body.
Yeah, leech him.
Perhaps they'll keep his death secret. I think he'll just be like in a coma forever.
Is he dead?
I
He's
think
just like real
yeah,
beat up.
He's just real beat up, so I think he's just going to be mutilated.
Is he alive?
His grace remains with us for the moment.
Wow, get your best man on this. Get the whole team on this. Oh, yeah, yeah, buddy.
Ew.
Fuse it.
Oh man, there's like no anesthetics back then.
Milk of the puppy.
Just like Viserys. Flesh all falling apart.
Oh yeah, maybe he can wear his little head mask thing.
Ew.
Wow, man.
They're pulling on the flesh.
Yeah, that metal armor is gonna become just an oven, just like cooking all your. Oh, you're on the grill, man.
Oh no.
Is my son going to die?
I'm afraid I cannot say. Now, if you'll excuse me, Your Grace, these next hours are most critical.
Get those Benny Gesserit in here.
Why?
Wow.
Why?
Wow, I gotta put it back in place, but no.
You did good, Aemond.
Yep, according to plan. Whoa, that eye is melted shut.
Someone will have to rule in his stead.
I wonder who.
I'm free. Wow. Is that how they would clean out the blood then?
Does that work?
I guess it must do.
I got some bodies. Really stained some of my George Foreman knives.
What happened?
We took the castle at the cost of some 900 men.
Maybe 901 if you count Aegon.
Yeah.
I left a meager garrison behind to protect it, and the king's dragon.
Oh, good.
Sunfire was long in the dying.
The king, Ser Criston, what befell him?
His grace fought valiantly.
And who did he fight?
And Aemond?
Would Kristen snitch on Aemond?
Wow, his body language is sure saying stuff.
What was his part in this?
My wingman.
He killed Rhaenys.
I could not say.
Oh, he was unconscious. That's right.
Our largest dragon has been killed. Criston Cole marches about the Crown Lands unchallenged. Duskendale and Rook's Rest are gone.
Duskendale.
He who has left us after some marital spat.
You are so negative.
Yeah, condescending.
Do you take issue with me, Sir Alfred?
My loyalty to you is proven, my queen.
Your loyalty, perhaps. But your willingness to give me deference in a time of war.
I could never doubt your capability or your quickness of mind.
Okay, but...
It is merely that the gentler sex, heretofore, has not been much privy to the strategies of battle or their execution.
Fair point.
And I mean,
No?
Viserys was a peaceful king. Yeah.
There has been peace in our lifetime. You've seen no more battles than I have.
Oh, that's also a fair point.
I think he was saying that women are not as strong, and that's a sarcastic comment. But I think you were replying sincerely to me, which tells you something about you.
Yeah.
So
I don't get
I was
jokes,
being
man.
very sarcastic.
What? This is sarcastic. What are you talking about?
We must answer Rook's Rest and Duskendale.
Thomas Lennon over here.
They are lost already, but Vhagar is depleted after such a hard-fought battle.
Oh.
If Aegon is dead, we will soon know it.
The time is ripe. If we can strike King's Landing before that dragon is recovered...
Then I myself must do it.
Yep.
Oh, man.
My queen, you are the crown. It is out of the question.
What would you have me do?
People are dying, Alfred.
It's a very specific reference.
There's a guy named Alfred in the room. It works. Someone out there is a Dark Knight fan, and they're like, oh, he said it.
Endure, masturbate.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Where are you going?
To Harrenhal, to treat with the Daemon. Rhaenys is fallen. He must affirm his loyalty to my mother and report his standing.
Damn, man, I still can't get over the glow up on this kid.
My mother gladly sends you away to scout, to fight, whilst I'm here being forced to play the coddled princeling. It's humiliating me.
Oh.
It only protects you. You are the succession.
Then I must be seen to act for her claim and mine.
What's with these successors always thinking they have to prove themselves? You have it made.
Yeah. You are entitled.
I must act.
Don't act just to act.
The phrase.
Walder Frey?
They control the crossing at the Twins. Cregan Stark's greybeards are marching south. If his men had a direct route into the Riverlands,
Cregan Stark.
we would not have to wait for Daemon to act. I will treat with the phrase to secure it.
She will not like it.
Are you going to go without informing her?
Don't tell her. Not until I'm away.
I think he's going to go without informing her.
That's always going to work out in this world. But this is the Game of Thrones.
You win, or you die.
The hour is late, and my dragon is hungry. You have no choice but to submit.
Oh my God.
And renounce the false King Aegon as a usurper. Bend the knee to me.
Bend the knee to me.
Yeah, it's just big me.
Sooner be the lord of bones and cinders than bend my knee before some heathen Blackwood.
That's C-word.
The Brackens were a people hatched out of the deepest of the seven hells, your grace.
Oh.
It'd be a kindness to oblige them and send them back whence they came.
Brimstone Brackens.
Your brother's head keep on its way back to you, Willem. I heard the maggots got to it.
So you guys want to die?
That is quite the impression, Lord Bracken, but alas, not an answer.
We choose fire.
Wow, let's go, man.
Whoa, crazy shot.
Wow.
Damn. That's a crazy ass shot.
Die with honor, boy. Oh.
I did not think they would be so eager to die.
They made their choice. You should have indulged them.
I need them alive.
Oh.
But now you see what my house has known for generations. They are pig-headed, intransigent.
They would rather burn than succumb.
That's good. You need that loyalty.
Exactly the kind of men I need.
Exactly.
So how do you earn their respect?
May yet be possible, I think, for both of us to achieve our ends.
We have fought them for an age and more.
Then perhaps you could try less fighting and more...
Talking.
Give him a gift?
Persuading.
Oh, bribe him.
They are unyielding in battle.
Diplomacy and being guile.
But every man has a weakness.
Hey.
You take my meaning, then.
Exploit them.
There are things the crown itself must not be seen to do. Show them your worst.
I am your servant, your grace.
Wow.
What's he implying?
I don't know. They all go weak, and he's gonna go kick them all in the nuts until they submit. Just repeatedly. Speed bagging them. Beautiful. That's like a J.R.R. Tolkien painting.
Over the centuries, many and more armies have broken themselves against my bloody gate.
Oh, are we?
The Eyrie itself is impregnable, unless, of course, we're descended upon from the sky.
You promised the Queen Rhaenyra 15,000 swords.
In return for protection, a dragon.
She sent 2.
Both still wet from the egg.
Okay, look. You got dragons.
They are dragons nonetheless. I do not recall you specifying the size of the beast in your request.
Will you goad me, child? When your bread and shelter now depend on my pleasure.
Ouch.
The dragons will grow in time.
I don't have time. I mislike feeling powerless.
I would like to speak to your manager.
My sympathies for the death of your grandmother.
So she got word.
Yeah. But she had...
The way they spoke at my small council today.
Do they hold you responsible for Rhaenys and her dragon?
I would rather they had. They speak around me, not to me. Oh, they would make me queen, but they wish to keep me here, confined.
They betray their own smallness.
You're not their puppet.
You are your father's chosen successor.
They did not prepare me to fight.
Do it your way.
If I had been a son, a sword thrust into my hand the moment I could walk. Instead, I was given my father's cup.
Well, maybe you should learn how to fight.
And Daemon as well.
Shall your evening meal be served here, your grace?
Not now.
Will you send to him?
For too long I have looked to him for strength.
Let's find strength within.
Criston Cole made a mistake, parading a dragon's head through the streets like a prize of war. But the people see an ill omen.
She's so smart.
They are afraid. Bread is scarce. The king has fallen. They whisper to each other that when Viserys lived, there was peace.
Yeah, buddy.
Will whispers tear down stone or break shields?
Do not underestimate your subjects.
She can get the people behind her.
Thousand living in the shadow of the Red Keep and forgotten for too long.
Thousand.
And you think they will turn to me?
To the discontented, rumors are feed.
Cool
Nice
line.
yeah.
Rumor to the discontented, rumors are feed. Oh, that's a great line.
What you cannot do, let others do for you. There is more than one way to fight a war.
Rely on other people's strengths
Delegate them wisely.
and play to your own strengths.
Hide in plain sight. Use your back foot as your advantage. Whoa. You will be exiled for asking me about dinner.
The thought of her lying in a field, broken amongst her enemies.
Okay, she was a boss.
It's interesting how they're spreading out this grief of Rhaenys throughout the episode.
Did your grandmother ever tell you of the night she claimed Meleys?
Rhaenys and Meleys.
She snuck into the dragon pit.
She knew that place better than any elder, so she could see in the dark.
My father was furious. His own mother's dragon, the fastest beast ever known, and she'd have none of him.
She did not always care for me, but for what she gave me in the end, I'm grateful.
She always came in clutch when you needed it.
I wished I had known her when she was young.
She was hot.
You are very like her in some ways, and with her gone, I must rely on you, I think.
Promotion.
Would you give this to your grandsire? I do not wish to stand alone.
Whoa.
Daemon,
Let's go.
She unite back with Daemon.
you were always the strong one, the finest swordsman, the fearless dragon rider.
Stroke that ego.
Brother had great love in his heart, but he lacked your constitution. Viserys was unsuited for the crown.
Oh, but you are, boy.
Daemon, you were made to wear it.
Hey, not bad. Get it.
This is not good. There's a divide happening here.
If only you'd been born first, my favorite son.
Is the duck not to your liking, Your Grace?
He's sleeping with a duck.
He's doing it with the duck.
There's also goose, if you prefer it.
I like the goose myself.
These angles.
These angles are so...
It's like wide-angle lenses.
So M. Night Shyamalan-y.
Yeah.
I was saying, given the rather dire news from Rook's Rest, it appears the winds have shifted and each side has suffered great loss and will be unsure of what is to follow.
Good time then for a show of strength.
Uh-oh.
How does the work here progress?
The roof alone has needed tending since the reign of Rhaenys, and the storerooms and...
Let's get a montage going. Fix it up.
The bats have made the corridors almost impassable with the quantity of
their shit.
Quantity of quantity.
After the tragedy that befell his father, Larys transferred his family's wealth to King's Landing.
Yup.
Is there any gold left in your coffers?
Enough to keep this small establishment you see fed and warm, relatively.
Maybe we could do with a little influx of gold?
I rather thought your grace as emissary to the Queen.
Watch your words.
Perhaps she could provide the necessary coin if you could only write to her.
No. Paranoid is my command. I shall guarantee the payment myself.
What's he gonna do?
Very well, your grace.
You should address me as my king.
My God.
But you're the prince.
What would you call the husband of the queen?
Well, the king.
There it is, then.
Consort.
Ah.
The last bit seems unnecessary, don't you think?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Say it.
He has many broken bones. I fear there are more injuries within. Injuries we cannot see.
Internal bleeding.
We are grateful for your works, Grand Maester. Has he woken?
I mean, he hasn't been calling any shots, so...
Is he woke?
I'm not sure he will ever wake. I have plied my craft.
What a great way to rule.
Our king's fate lies with the gods now.
Hell yeah.
Look how pleased Aemond is looking.
A king cannot rule in his sleep.
Oh, boy.
The realm will have noticed his absence. Let them hear of his great deeds at Rook's Rest. But now we must name a regent to take his place until he recovers.
Who will that be?
About that.
A wise strategy, Your Grace. Did you have a candidate in mind, Your Grace?
I myself served in this role for my husband. I am well prepared to do it again.
Admirably in a time of peace, Your Grace, but circumstances have changed.
And here I had forgotten.
The king does not lack for heirs. The obvious choice is his immediate successor, Prince Aemond.
Oh, he knew this was coming.
Aemond is young, and his lack of restraint has already cost us dearly.
Man, it's real. Pitted against his own mom.
Yep.
Experience is valuable, yes, but the Dowager Queen is a woman.
I am no stranger to rule or to sitting at this council.
Good thinking, bro.
But my experience is needed here, at this table.
No offense was meant, Your Grace, but at a time when we must show strength.
We can't show woman.
We're already fighting one woman, Queen.
Lord Larys.
I agree, Your Grace. It must be Prince Aemond. What would it say if in response to Rhaenyra's crowning we raised up a woman of our own?
Yep.
But the hand speaks with the king's voice, Ser Criston. What say you?
Put Criston on the crown.
Yep. It should be me.
Aemond is the next in line.
It
Must be him.
Oh, boy.
It's the one that makes sense.
I'm not getting any tonight.
It's agreed, then.
Now he speaks.
He just let them hash it out, but he knew what answer they conclude.
What is our standing in the Riverlands?
Whoa.
That audio drip.
Prince Daemon has little hope of fielding an army of any size for now.
She's like Rhaenyra. They talk around her.
Yeah.
How I can trust the counsel of a man who leaves the jewel of the Riverlands to be plucked by our enemy.
Rising. Rising.
I'll check the Rivermen while their banners are in disarray.
I shall send Lord Jason encouragement.
Rising.
Offer them none of your wisdom ever again.
So have we all.
She's terrified, too. Can you imagine feeling this way towards her own son?
Yeah, right.
We shall meet again at first light. Someone cut down your rat catchers.
Now we tell the time, though. How will we know what day it is?
The city's safe no longer. There is no food.
What role is this man going to play? They keep cutting to him.
We must get out.
And where would you have us go? North, maybe?
Anywhere.
You think Rhaenyra will let such an affront go unchallenged?
Oh, now they're worried Rhaenyra will just attack King's Landing.
My brother will have room.
You would have me turn beggar.
I mean, better than living in a pile of cinders.
Are we not beggars already?
And that.
Have you been paid for those machines you were forced to build?
The king has promised payment.
The king has lied.
Careful.
Everyone knows it.
Stay and wait for his empty promises, husband.
But not me.
With them, you can feed the mouths of ghosts.
Whew. Oh, yeah. Bring out your dead.
This poor pup needs an owner.
I know. He's
following the bodies.
Still loyal. He knows which rotting smell is his master's.
Presumed you'd be here. seeing faithfully to the Prince Regent's commands.
Aemond is the next in line. It is the order of things.
You know what he is, what he has somehow become.
Somehow.
Has your loyalty faded, or does it flourish only at night and flee the sunrise like a moth?
That ain't loyalty.
What I saw at Rook's Rest.
What did you see?
What did you see?
Their armor melted. There were men walking, they were on fire.
Oh, he's actually disturbed by it.
We have given the war to the dragons. The dragon rider should lead us.
Woof.
He gets it now.
Yeah.
And what of justice, of temperance, or is strength now to be our only god? So you cast me aside.
How are you gonna fight with temperance now?
Have I not spared you?
Have I not spared you?
What we must do now is terrible. Will you preside over it?
Whew.
Is this who you are, Alicent?
I did not ask to be spared.
That's also a good point.
I did not give you leave to speak my name.
I was wondering that. He said Alicent.
Yeah, look out. That was a good scene.
Got too comfortable.
This is the first scene in a long time I haven't hated Criston Cole.
We should compliment him on social media.
We should send Fabien Frankel some love on social media.
No one can leave.
Oh,
no one can leave.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Ah, damn. Just start killing them.
Both Game of Thrones and this show have always made like crowds feel so tense, scary.
By order of Aemond Targaryen, Prince Regent and Protector of the Realm.
Aemond. Does he mean the king?
I don't know.
You cannot keep us here!
To return to your homes!
Like they've always been able to catch that great fraught crowd work.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so worried for her. She gonna get crushed.
Our Lord Grover Tully has not declared for Rhaenyra. Means death to bear steel against your liege, as I'm sure my prince is aware.
Well, how do we persuade him?
Jason Lannister is marshalling to the west. We need to check him before he reaches River Run. That requires passage.
We need to check him before we wreck him.
Our hesitance does not lie in Rhaenyra as queen, nor in the ruminations of Lord Tully, the oaf. Our fear lies in Vhagar.
You fear a dragon leagues away when mine own sits outside your walls.
It's not Vhagar, bro.
Yeah, Vhagar's bigger.
And older.
Do you offer us your protection?
I do, and the protection of my uncle.
Oh, boy.
And Daemon, I'm sure, has consented to this?
He will do as his queen commands.
That does lend us some comfort. Though it occurs to me that dragons cannot be in two places at once.
Or three.
What do you want?
He looks so short at their table.
Larys Strong has been relieved of his castle. Does the Queen intend to raise up a new lord?
Who do they want to be the new lord?
We want to be the new lord.
You want Harrenhal?
You can't just say done. Don't say done.
For that, my mother will want more than your crossing.
What does her grace desire?
She's doing a lot of the negotiating here.
Bent knees.
Bent knees. He's coming into his own.
Yeah, it's not a doe-eyed child anymore.
You gotta go to Harrenhal. You gotta talk to Daemon.
Yeah, bro. Next stop.
Great shot with the dragon in the back.
You're born to wield a sword, but not so much an axe.
There are others who would sit idle and wait for their claims to be brought to them. That is not my way.
The splitting fire would justify what has followed you here.
Let it not be said that Daemon Targaryen failed to dirty his hands in this war.
Oh, let me see them. I hear strange things from Brackenland, from Stonehenge, and Lambswold, and Moray.
Stonehenge?
What I hear in the wind. Cries of anguish. Children being taken from their mothers, men coming home to find their doors unlatched.
Horrors.
Sound design.
War is a terrible thing.
Is he hearing it too?
I love it.
These are crimes against the innocent that any upright man would repudiate.
They will perhaps think better of their decision if their children's lives are staked on it.
They are getting so intimate.
Is that the kind of army you would raise? Men who hate you? Who serve you under duress?
Well, once they agree to serve me, I'll treat them fairly. Set an example for the rest of the Riverlands to follow.
And once again, in the name of power, it's the weak and the women who must endure.
As it should be.
That fool Aegon is unlike to survive. The realm will suffer if Aemon One Eye rules.
Aemon One Eye.
Whoa.
He will cut you down soon as wish you good day.
Coming from you.
But I'll cross you no further. I'm sure your tactics are, after all, approved by the Queen.
Always.
She cannot succeed, Alice.
She cannot succeed.
Even if I willed it to be so, the people who support her will not be led by her. They look to a man for strength.
Dude.
Who's better suited to it, the Hightowers with their scheming, or Viserys' first true heir?
Dude.
Woof.
When I take King's Landing, Rhaenyra is welcome to join me there and take her place by my side.
Oh, dude.
Damn it, man.
King and Queen, ruling together.
equally.
And if you lose?
Then I'll be dead. And none of this will be my problem.
It's a pity, don't you think, that you never knew your mother?
So, go contraire.
A message, Your Grace. Fresh news from Stonehenge. The Blackwoods have overwhelmed the Brackens, and Lord Amos has pledged his banner to you.
All right, man did his job.
My man.
Call Sir William here so that I might congratulate him. The Blackwoods will be feted in these halls.
Damn, he's not in alliance with Rhaenyra. This is so bad.
Yeah, this could ruin everything.
They don't understand that's what Daemon's doing.
I was surprised when they said you were here.
My castle is a tomb.
Truly.
Empty, haunted.
I am sad to have missed its highest days. I imagine your Hall of Nine filled with lords and kings, all eager to treat with the legendary Lord of the Tides.
Good mirth and good drink.
Queen Rhaenyra wishes to name you hand.
Even the death of my wife does not content her.
Ugh.
She not asked enough of my house.
It is a sign of her great esteem.
Or does she think the position will compensate me for my loss?
Pledge your peace to King's Landing, then. They will accept it most gleefully.
Woof.
Now I'm seeing what Rhaenyra was saying by demonstrating Rhaenys qualities.
Rather, I would sail into the west and be lost.
You have done so before, at great cost to yourself and those who loved you.
Oh, and maybe he can see that in her too?
Rhaenys was not only your wife. She was a Targaryen princess, the queen who never was.
Oh.
She died as she would have wished to die.
Yeah.
With honor, in Dragonfire.
Heroically.
The way my mother chose.
Yup.
And the way I myself wish to meet my end.
Whew.
I grieve my grandmother who loved me, but I carry her on with me.
Is that fire of her spirit?
Cool. It's my favorite scene of her.
I will see Rhaenyra ascend the Iron Throne, as Rhaenys wished, as Rhaenys herself should have. You yourself may do as you see fit.
The box, that's right.
Granddaughter.
Grandpapa.
I would make you my heir.
Yep.
Ooh, nice.
I am blood and fire. Driftmark must pass to salt and sea.
Also fair. I was just thinking about that. The irony, she wants to die in fire, and she comes from masters of the sea.
You were correct in saying our best hope of an army is with Daemon. And I have perhaps erred in waiting for him to prove himself.
Oh, good.
I wish you to go to Harrenhal.
Oh, good.
I feel like you should go to Harrenhal.
Are you removing me from your council?
Sir Alfred.
I'm promoting you.
I will not deny you have tried my patience of late. Or that I would prefer a council more inclined to champion their queen. But you and your house served my father well. And I know you will never accept the Hightower claim.
I hope not.
Not while I live, Your Grace.
But as a ghost.
I ask you to reason with him.
Oh, God.
Find out his state of mind and his intention.
You're not gonna like it.
Intentions.
She suspects.
Whether he means to raise a host for me or for himself.
Yep, she suspects.
He would not dare.
Hey?
Known Daemon to lack in daring. I'll send good men to see to your safety.
Have you any message for him?
I love you.
Tell him I would much like to finish our last conversation.
Your Grace.
Without unity and clarity, you won't be able to win. This place is just kind of poisoning his mind even more.
Yeah, it's driving him mad.
The River Lords have come, Your Grace. They wish an audience.
What godless hour is it?
The wolf. They are demanding to speak presently.
The hour of the wolf.
It's interesting. He's been succumbing so much more to his darkness in this season.
Yeah. And
like it hasn't been like as fun at all.
Or as confident. Yeah. It's like his mental anguish is winning and his insecurity.
Is there some reason you feel free to wake a king in his bed?
House Bracken have been brought to heel at the hands of Willem Blackwood.
That news is stale.
The sacred seps on Bracken lands were looted and burned.
As were the fields and farms. The livestock was stolen, and our peasants put to the sword.
Oh, Jesus.
Women and the children.
Oh.
They were works of barbarity.
But these other acts...
The Brackens were given their chance. They would not see
The
reason.
Blackwoods have exploited the war for the crown to visit atrocities upon
I
their
have
old
seen my fair
rivals.
share of their quarrels, and I tell you there is no honor in a fight such as this.
Oh, boy.
These beasts proudly carried the banner of House Targaryen. Red dragon on black.
Oof.
Oh, man.
That's your shirt.
Yeah. You want to switch shirts?
A terrible war is being fought in these lands.
Oh, the whispers.
Have you looked after our girls?
No, he doesn't even seem like he's thought about them at all.
We should have expected nothing more from a man who ordered the slaughter of a child in his mother's arms.
Ouchie.
That is a lie, and I will have the man who told it walk before me.
Oh, your man is half the kingdom, my prince.
Oh, man.
Know this, interloper.
Ooh, interloper.
Riverlands are an ancient place, watched closely by the eyes of old gods and new. And dragon or no, we shall not raise our banners for a tyrant.
A mad king.
The homies demoted to interlopers. Everyone's losing faith in crowns today.
You're not proving yourself well, man.
This place is... But Harrenhal is bad for you, dude.
You're not proving yourself. Oh, good match cut.
Yeah.
Like the exact opposite flip framing, but both looking at the fire.
And now they're going to communicate through the Force like Rey and Kylo Ren.
He's like, I'm a man. They'll follow me.
They've just been itching for a male.
But no.
They want honor. That is an interesting thread, yeah. It's like, in this war, it's so heavily predicated on the gender of the successor. Like, any man will do, but no, you have to have some level of ethic.
Not every clan would think that.
Move along, lad.
I have an errand for the Lady Missaria.
I thought she was dead.
Would she die without collecting her due? I must see an old friend.
Most people want out these days.
Jeepers.
Who's the old friend?
Someone at one of the brothels or something? One of their little birds? I don't know. I'm sure I'll be reminded when she gets there.
It's the guy who built weapons? With a sick daughter?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe Ulf will come back.
Linda.
Oh.
I thought that girl was dead.
Huh. Right hand man.
You should probably kill Aegon.
Yeah, go slash his throat and say it was natural causes.
Was it worth the price?
She knows.
His good eye in shadow.
Oh, is he gonna wake up?
Oh, he's got Harvey Dent action going. Oh.
Crazy to go from nursing Viserys to now nursing him.
Yeah.
Mummy.
Now you whisper the Song of Ice and Fire and confuse everybody again.
Prince Jacaerys, Your Grace.
Oh boy. Where you been?
Secured a hell of a deal. Where's Daemon?
I gotta tell him all about it.
Visenya.
Vhagar's first rider, and the first wielder of Dark Sister.
Dark Sister.
I hope you do not mean to use her as an example.
Why shouldn't I?
Oh, it was a long time ago.
And?
What is the mood at the twins? Did his lordship quibble?
He wishes for the phrase to be granted Harrenhal at war's end, assuming.
Word gets back.
I'm proud of you, Jace. You've done our cause a great service.
But
You chafed at being prevented from action. Imagine my lord. I'm a dragon rider as well, with a war being fought over my ascension. And yet I must wait here, sending others to fight and be felled in my name.
Well, get out there.
Even you've managed to do your part.
You are the queen, the tie that binds us. No harm can come
And
to
you
you.
are my son, and I did not give you leave to go.
Yeah.
You do not give me leave to go to anything. But who else is there? Rhaenys is dead and Baela cannot bear the burden alone.
And when Aemond comes hunting for you, your dragon is young. Will you fly before Vhagar has looped it?
Oh.
She's just so scared of losing you, man.
Luke.
Perhaps Daemon could...
Perhaps Daemon could, be strong enough, because he's Daemon.
Daemon is not here, and Aemond now rules in King's Landing.
Interesting look to the candle flame.
Is Aegon dead?
Dead or alive, we have no answer for Vhagar. Aemond will not wait long to press his advantage, and then what?
Are those real flames?
I have done all I can from here, sent my messages, invoked my alliances. But if all else fails, it is I who must fight. Vhagar is big, but Syrax is quicker.
So was Meleys.
Meleys fought 2 dragons, and one of them is slain.
Yep.
Exactly.
Dragon math.
Shall I fight for my birthright, or shall I wait here until we are all destroyed?
That is the big question.
I would wait. If other people would do it for me.
I need dragons.
Lots of dragons.
We have no dearth of dragons. We have 2 large enough to stand against Vhagar. They are called Vermithor and Silverwing, and they sleep just beneath our feet.
Yes, and if only they had riders, none could stand against me. I would go forth in strength and not from necessity.
Let's audition some riders.
There is Rhaena.
Who nearly lost her life in her last attempt. I would not risk it again.
What if she's better suited now?
There are those of our line who never ruled, those who married into other noble houses, their children born with other names.
Boy.
A dragon will only accept a dragon lord to ride it. Also say the histories.
Valyrian histories.
Oh.
Written to gild us in glory.
Fake news.
Are you suggesting we put a Malister on a dragon? A Tarly?
It's better than death and defeat.
Let's get a Tarly on a dragon.
There are records here, surely, of our line, and of those who fell out of it.
Oh my God, so much to look through.
Let's get a research montage.
Wolf is gonna come into play here, calling it now.
There could be scores of them.
We're gonna do like a sword and a stone, just get them all together and see who earns the dragon respect.
It's a mad sword.
Mad Queen.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, look at them scrolls. It's like Ollivander's in here.
I don't know who they're gonna get.
I don't know. Damn. It's a good one. It's a good one. Didn't want it to end. Didn't want it to end.
I kind of did.
Really? You're done?
I'm really hungry.
I mean, I am too hungry, but
I kept thinking about like getting crackers and chips the entire time. Not gonna lie.
Bring the king's crackers.
Reject Nation, when I heard that this company wanted to partner up with us yet again, I was so enthusiastic about it. Reason being, I had already been using their product for well over a year by the point we first ever collaborated with them. So the fact that we get to have this ongoing partnership just makes me a happy camper. And that is, of course, for the app Rocket Money. Now, if you guys don't know what Rocket Money is, don't worry. I got you covered. I'll tell you about them in just a little bit. But before that, I wanted to share with you guys why I love this app so much. It's actually a very personal reason. You see, like many of you guys, I too grew up in a home where money did not come easily, needless to say. The predominant conversation in my family household was undoubtedly about financial struggle, financial worry. And that does a number on you. So it certainly seeped into my adulthood when I was trying to learn how to become financially independent. And to this day, as someone who talks a lot about working on his mental health, who's proudly going to therapy, no matter how much lack we might have in money one day or how much success we might have in money sometimes, I still have to have this ongoing conversation about my relationship with money. I'm half Filipino, so my mom's always talking to me about taxes to this day. I think, though, it does start with how you manage the finances you currently have. See, before I ever acquired any type of reasonable living money, I heard someone speak about how you have to learn what to do with a dollar now. Essentially, the talk was about don't wait until you have like a bunch of money and then start figuring out what to do with it afterwards. Like you got a bunch of toys to play with. If you want to acquire more in life, you have to first figure out what you're going to do with what you currently have. And that's why I love this app. It's applicable for any financial stage you are at in life. Come to think about it, it would have been very beneficial for me when I was in a real struggle boat years ago. So in summary, as someone who is constantly having an ongoing working relationship with how to handle money, Rocket Money has helped make that relationship a lot healthier in my life. So what are they if you don't know what they are? What they are is a personal finance app that simplifies managing money by canceling unnecessary subscriptions, lowering your bills, and crafting a budget that fits your specific lifestyle. I'm telling you, Reject Nation, there's no greater feeling than when you look at the following month and you see that, oh my God, I have saved money. I've spent less. And progress equals happiness. The best part is Rocket Money does a lot of the heavy lifting by analyzing your spending, then customizes notifications to stay within your budget goals. Because it's not just about saving money. It's about actively seeing and feeling your financial progress. And one of my favorite qualities about their service too is when it comes to monthly subscriptions. We've been blessed to be able to expand the team and hire more people, but with that in mind, that also comes with a lot more expenses. So as this business has been growing, having to track exuberant amount more has been just as important. So now I have to track a lot of these business expenses, then I got to track my own personal finances. So in general, it's already been helping out a lot with that. But as you want to make things more efficient, you often find yourself signing up for a lot of apps for free trials that you quickly forget about. Next thing you know, you're paying a hefty fine for it. I'm sure even if you don't have a YouTube channel, there's some way you could relate with that. You see, because they track your monthly subscriptions and they make it super easy to cancel the ones you do not use. Couple of clicks and you're putting money back into your pocket. So if you're like me, you found hidden subscriptions or pay for services that you totally forgot about, Rocket Money was a lifesaver in uncovering those and even negotiated some of my bills to about, like I'd say, like down by 20%. So if you want to join me on this journey of consistently taking care of your finances, do not want to start later. The best time is to start right now. So please do yourself a favor, check out Rocket Money and see how much you too can be saving. That way you can stop wasting money on things you don't use. Believe me, when it came to my accountant and tax season, that was a really big note. Visit rocketmoney.com/rejects. They've helped me, and I'm confident they'll do the same for you. That's rocketmoney.com/rejects. Your wallet will thank you. Because Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all of the app's features. So a great way to support your lifestyle and a great way to support the channel is by going and downloading the Rocket Money app yourself. And if it does help you, please go ahead, drop me a message. I'd love to hear if there's some way by just conveying this message it has helped you out too. Thank you, Reject Nation. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we watched House of the Dragon, Hot Dog 5. So much happened in this episode. So much. John, give them an ending explained.
Oh, well, they're going to go look for, other successors, other folks who share in the Dragon Rider blood to potentially match with two of the two dragons they have in reserve.
So Cregan doesn't have dragon blood, does he? No.
Cregan Stark? I don't know.
Doubt
you
it.
never know. I mean, they said they fell out of the families, so you never know whose, different last name could be concealing some Targaryen sanguine
Kind of like when
Jonathan
Snow rode a dragon.
That's true. And he was also an Aegon, wasn't he? Or an Aegar.
It's been a long time. I don't remember.
Avery. Yeah. Well, Jon Snow, he got
But
it.
blood was a little thinned.
Yeah. But he got there. It was fine.
He did.
It was fine. Jason and Rhaenyra are finally teaming up. He's finally a man. That's the ending explained for real. He's a man.
It's kind of crazy how people want Harrenhal. It's like
Everybody wants the worst.
They want this like real estate property.
Right,
to
yeah,
build
I want
on.
this fixer-upper so I can get a bigger return on my investment.
Just a shitty spot
Build
to
the
work.
equity up in this shitty, rundown, dank-ass hall.
Yeah. Well, damn. I mean, I've been kind of questioning when it comes to Daemon. We got fruit flies in here. So gross.
Fruit flies?
Yeah.
There's a lot of fruits in here.
It's not fruit flies.
I thought they specifically went toward fruits.
No, ever since we did work in the back, and then I think like uprooting all that dirt just like suddenly brought so many bugs.
Yeah.
Like cockroaches and spiders. I'm like, geez.
Oh, yeah, everything's been
kills.
displaced.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, what is this noise? What's going on? We must all go into the house. We got to hide out. And it's
So
hot out.
gross.
So it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Find all these things. Anyway.
Let's fumigate the place.
With Daemon, I've been, wondering where exactly his allegiance is. It's like it's been obvious that he's been wanting to puff himself up a little bit to make himself, want to be viewed as king. But I was still like, is the idea like to completely be king, usurp his own wife, sit on the throne himself? Has that been the goal exactly? Or is it just more like, I want to be looked at as this,
Sure.
And then this episode made it crystal of what his intentions are currently, which is like, wow, it's not what I expected for them to do with Daemon this season. In fact, it seems a little bit, I don't know. I mean, the conversation with Alys in one of the earlier episodes, might have been the last one, about were you a little bit relieved to hear about Rhaenyra being usurped, was like having that question posed. But I guess like looking at the season 1 finale, I didn't really see, I saw it more as like he would still be the support for her because he did bend the knee to her and everything. And I'm like, is this what they did in the books, or are they trying to create like conflict here between them? Because it does, when I'm thinking about the trajectory of it all, I guess like the switcheroo to it makes sense just from knowing who Daemon is. At the same time, like, does it really flow from where we were in the season 1 finale to how we got to here within a couple of episodes? That's like my big question mark.
That's a good point, I think, because I think these past couple of episodes have really, I guess it takes more than a couple to really know, but I feel like the last 2 at least have felt on a similar par and a similar kind of smoothed out level, whereas I feel like the first few episodes, there are certain details that you could argue were maybe, I don't know, if this was Game of Thrones and it was, a decade or more ago, would that have played out across a little bit more time, especially with her returning to King's Landing and stuff like that? Like, there's various things in those first 2-3-ish episodes, I guess 2 episodes, that feel maybe a little quick in terms of, I don't know. It's like once like the real battle started to kick off and everything in the last episode, it feels like everything is a little bit more unified again, but I don't know exactly how to describe what I'm trying to describe.
Well, I think this was the most Daemon storyline we've gotten in an episode, so I'm thinking a little bit more about him this time around. And when it comes to Daemon's storyline, there are some approaches, I think, to the flow from, if you look at episode, what was it, 10? There's 10 in season 1?
Yeah.
If you look at 10, and then now we're 5 episodes later. Just like, even like from a few episodes ago, I was already kind of having these thoughts of like, this is a little bit off to me. There's something that has felt off about it. Like, there's a lot of the choices that I find interesting, and I like anything with psychological, horror going on, and what's real,
what's the hallucination, what's my subconscious coming to eat me?
Yeah, always kind of tripping out, and then having temptations and lust of whatever, with witchcraft bonding happening, and these questions of mother as well.
Yeah,
really weird.
Getting it with his mom,
who
we never knew.
Never knew her, but the questioning.
But he still
of all
got
these
that
things,
Oedipal complex.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's like interesting things they're doing with it, but at the same time, it feels like a inserted choice at times.
Yeah.
Versus everything else kind of fits seamlessly to me. And this is the one storyline choice. I'm like, there's something that feels a little bit not exactly fitting into the puzzle piece here. But I don't know if this is more like, let's just wait for the season to end. And I like how in this episode where they make his intentions clear and he gets that victory that he's hoping for, that it's immediately backfires on him.
Yeah.
They're like, we won't serve you, asshole. Like,
you went way too far in proving your point to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's like with Daemon, I like the buildup of his deterioration of sanity, or at least the way that Harrenhal seems like a character and the way that it affects him and his time here and everything with Rivers. I keep
Alys Rivers, lead guitarist.
Alys Rivers, lead guitar. Yeah. Like I like all those elements, and there's always with Daemon, that sort of question of allegiance. But it does feel like, especially in this episode and a bit of the previous episode, is where you get the meatier version of the full portrait of what he is dealing with. In the first few episodes, it's felt mostly like, oh yeah, he's off on this side quest and it's having weird effects on him. What's going on with Daemon? And and I think that kind of, I feel like we're probably on a similar page about that, because that's what I was kind of trying to get at a couple minutes ago, was sort of that idea of like, if some of this, it's like on paper a lot of it is there, but if we had felt a little bit more, I don't know,
of the crumbling of their union of a husband and wife and king and queen consort, like all those things. Because it's just sort of like, oh, they got into a fight and now this is happening.
Yeah, totally. And there's been those little details about him wanting them to call him Your Grace and all that stuff. But and I haven't disliked it by any stretch up till now, but this is easily the most interesting it's been, and the most it's sort of felt like it's part of the rest of everything up till now. And it feels more unified than before, but also, with a little bit of that atrophy on the front end, especially because Daemon was such a focal character in the first season, and he's certainly a prominent character here, but this episode certainly, like you said, felt like the most we've actually like focused on his storyline beyond it being a semi-maneuver on behalf of Rhaenyra and like, oh, Willy won't he? But now we're like, as of this episode, way more steeped in the intimacy of his debate, of his psychological strangeness and his machinations and treachery. It's like you said, it's all within his character, so it's not like it doesn't make sense or it feels weird in that regard. But it's just like the way that they've portrayed it up till now. And is this a 10 episode season again? This is 8 episodes, right?
Yeah, it's shorter than the last one. That's all I know.
Part of me wonders if in a 10-episode season, maybe a storyline like this one might have been a little more balanced out.
I mean, what's kind of weird though is the last season they jumped so much time.
Yeah,
and yet this is more linear.
Yeah.
In their timeline.
Yeah.
And yet some stuff doesn't feel as fluid in the flow to me, which is a bit strange. Well, it's like there's a lot more like war plotting things they have to discuss here.
Yeah.
And you got to keep up with a lot more geography and like how do you claim alliances and like all right, Rivers blends and
how do I unite all these freaking people?
All right.
These guys are all at war with each other. How do I leverage those conflicts in our favor? And like all that stuff is interesting too. Like these past 2 episodes have felt like the best ones to me and the most rounded ones. Not to say that I haven't been enjoying the season as a whole, because each one has brought a lot of great stuff to the table.
I'd say 2 and 4 are my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, 2 is I like 2 quite a bit. 4 is probably the best one yet for me.
Yeah.
But I like this one as well, and I thought this was on par with, I don't know, just kind of the momentum and everything that they built off of episode 4.
I like the strife and divide that we've seen. Like, I think they've done a really great job on building the divide that keeps forming between Alicent and Aemond.
Yeah.
And then to get to the choice where she is outvoted by the entire council, and it's like, oh, she's getting a taste of what it must be like to be Rhaenyra in that moment.
100%. Yeah.
You know,
she's running out of allies.
You're a woman. We can't follow you. I mean, it's like, come on, like
talking around.
We know you're probably the best choice, but yeah, you got boobs.
You're too sensible, and you're a lady.
Yeah,
and I like that. I like that stuff a lot because I remember season whatever. I mean, and people still, I'm sure, hate Alicent with a passion, but I've oft found her character's experiences quite interesting, and it does. It's like I don't really anticipate any sort of like real face turn, because that's part of what's interesting here.
Gonna happen.
But still, I do like those things about us. Especially on the heels of them having, this exchange a couple episodes ago in the Sept and all that stuff, and kind of acknowledging the state of things. It's like she has so many. Like each episode seems to bring more reasons for her to spiritually identify with Rhaenyra, which I think is really fun. And 2, this episode, it struck me, I'm like, are we ever going to see Otto again? I feel like we must have to at some point, but it just hit me that like, oh, wow, it really does feel like he is gone now. And she is sort of alone to deal with all this. And they brought him up this episode or the last episode or somewhere,
yeah, because they got the brother there.
Yeah.
They brought him up.
Yeah, and so like, I don't know, like... I think there's some fine storytelling happening there, and 2 with the city. Like I love all the stuff with just the people at King's Landing and the way that, and it also is touched upon from the opposite side as well. But just the fact that we can have all of our machinations and strategies, and we can look at all this stuff from the position of being educated and having all the histories and having all the maps, and we know all the stuff. But ultimately, what is any of that worth if the masses that you're trying to govern have no faith in you or think that you're cursed?
Yeah, I like the crumbling of lack of united front on all ends, like on every side between Team Black, Team Green. It's like there's just no, like
it's a mess for both of them.
It's a mess
for totally different reasons.
Yeah, it feels like very much like politics at that point, as opposed to there's an image they put up, the people buy into the image, but then behind closed doors, here's how they plan, here's how they scheme, and now the public is really being victim to a lot of this, and like having the wife there being like the king lie, like having all those things happen and showing just how starting off with Meleys' head being paraded around, watching them like Kirsten's even like, hey, I thought this would be like people would be like clapping for us.
But everyone's recognize our might.
But everyone's now feeling distraught by that instead. Like it was a complete opposite reaction of watching a god be taken, like that phrase you hear in like all those movies, like you can make a god bleed, but it's beyond that at this point. They literally struck down a god.
They paraded its severed head,
and then and they know that at the end of the day, the ones who will be victim to it are the civilians on the ground.
We're gonna get crisped. Totally.
Like if Rhaenyra wants to attack. So watching how amongst councils there's no unity, amongst the people there's a lack of unity. It's really It's really cool. I think there's a lot of really cool things happening in the show.
Well, and two, you've got the two councils that are sort of inverse of each other because it's like the council in King's Landing is like united all but Alicent, essentially. And then, Rhaenyra's council is like everyone's got something to say in their own opinion about how this is going. And I really liked your conversation with Jace at the end. I thought that was really good. Like a good reminder of like the various levels that their relationship has to exist on, because she's like, hey, you just did a great service for us today, even in acting kind of on your own volition. And, a maneuver that could have seemed rash has actually paid off. However, I'm still your mom. I'm still your queen. I still didn't tell you to go do that. There's still a lot of other concerns we got to hack out here.
Well, he's a lot like her when she was Millie Alcock.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm like, I don't want to do my own thing. I want to prove myself that I'm worthy of being here.
And that's a nice theme because you've got that is less spoken here, but certainly it's that. Yeah, you're much like your mother. And is it Baela who talks with Corlys? And Lena, who was I get Lena and
which
Baela.
One too. Yeah,
I get them mixed up. But when she's talking to Corlys, and it's clear, like, oh, there's a lot of Rhaenys in you as well. I thought there was a nice, just sort of thread, at least for certain characters, of like the things you've inherited from one of your ancestors or a parent or grandparent or whatever, but also the highlight of the mixture of. I thought that exchange between the two of them, him being like, I've lost now pretty much everything. My hall is a tomb. Except Alan.
His bastard child.
Yeah.
I'm convinced his bastard child. I have no idea.
New heir. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. He just named her his heir. What if he comes
No,
in?
she rejected it.
That's true, though. That's true. That's fair. That's fine. But you never know. She could still want it someday. I don't know. In this universe, I only trust what I've seen up till now.
But all Alan's got to do is go, you got boobs.
And I don't. And I got a hot D.
People
So
are going to vote for me.
Let me step in there. He's got Alan, and he's also got that other guy, Doug, or whatever his name is. It was the guy with hair who he was talking to who's like, oh, you owe me a favor or something like that from like a couple episodes ago.
I don't know.
I got to pull his name to mind.
Corlys was talking to this person?
Wasn't he? Or was Alan talking to this guy? I don't know. There's another guy.
Alan was like hanging out with like going to dinner with him.
No, they were outside in the daytime. They were like talking, walking around.
Yeah, they were walking, and Alan got greeted. And he's like, "Hey, you don't want to like hang out with with Corlys?" And he's like, "I don't want to hang out with Corlys.
I don't want anything to do with Corlys."
Yeah.
But I liked his. Just I don't know. I mean, he's grieving this episode, but I liked the chance it gave Lena or Baela to kind of, like you said, it was the first time where she really got to command a scene and show that this character is growing and is probably going to rise to greater prominence, greater importance in all of the operations of this, complete mess of a situation.
They've done a good job of taking a couple of characters I didn't give a shit about in the last season.
Well, I constantly have to remind myself.
What are their names and your children? Okay, got it. Yeah, that's why you're important, because you're kids. And to take a couple of them and then actually really elevate their characters, I think is really impressive. To like, I'm really invested in Jace, especially.
Yeah,
like Jace, I'm like, wow, I really am invested in this guy.
Man, glowed up.
He's really trying. He's like really trying to prove himself.
Well, he's got the presence. Like he carries himself. Yeah. Like I do believe his transformation.
I realized the key to everyone giving a commanding performance in this show.
What is that?
You don't blink.
You don't blink. Yes. Oh God, I'm going to spend the rest of these episodes looking at people's eyelids.
I was talking to my optometrist. She was saying, like, you got to blink like every 5 seconds. So I really pay attention to now when people aren't blinking. And I'm like, the ones who command are never blinking.
So wait, are you sitting here now being like, oh man, it's been 10 seconds, I better blink? Like, are you trying to get...
No, I mean, I think I would naturally blink more, but I've just noticed that, like, in a lot of their scenes, are like, they're not blinking. Like, come on.
I wonder if
Do you associate Rhaenyra with keeping her eyes blinking?
I wonder if that's...
Rhaenyra's not a blinker.
No,
Jace isn't blinking in intense scenes.
I hope that next
Aemon's
episode...
definitely not a blinker.
Yeah, get somebody in the next episode who's just got the guys going constantly.
Alicent, that whole scene when the one shot on her, any blinking happening there?
No.
No blinking.
I wonder if that's a direction or if everybody just subconsciously goes, intensity means you don't blink.
Helaena, do you associate her blinking?
No, I
no
sure
blinking
don't.
happening.
I sure don't. You know, well, My man's, does Criston Cole ever blink? I liked.
Yeah, that's why he's a pussy.
That's why he's a bitch. Blinking Cole. This was the first time in a long time where with him I like saw a different shade of not to slight him. Like it's not a bad thing. It's not a complaint. It's not a gripe. Please be kind.
Attack him on social media.
Be kind to Fabien Frankel.
Go after
Leave him alone.
He is this person in real life. This is based on him, so it makes logical sense.
The only way people could play characters, is if it's well within your own character as a human. But in this episode, he at least had like a soberness of spirit that he was kind of emanating that I appreciated.
Well, he realized he was in over his head. He's like, oh man, I need to be more ruthless, and I'm not as cold as I thought I was. Like I could cut off heads and massacre people, but something about watching my people get burned.
People, we lost 900 odd people, and they were like on fire, and they were melting with their armor, and like, I felt for him in that moment, and I thought that was a well played moment between the two of them.
Well, a massacre and fire's so painful.
And you can feel it from far away too.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm sure like that was
scary. Yeah.
A whole other situation.
Whereas Aemond's like, I just murdered my own brother. I don't care.
No, I mean he's a sociopath. I mean he seems divorced from human emotion unless he's in the brothel with that one lady who he likes to cuddle up next to.
Yeah.
The rest of the time just stoic evil.
And grieving Rhaenys throughout. I liked how it wasn't just like, let's have an opening sad scene and then move on. There was kind of like an honoring of her memory throughout and her legacy living on.
Cast a pall, and she did have the death she wanted.
Kind of.
Well, she went out doing some.
I feel like a dragon rider wants to be burned, right? I feel like they want to go out in flames. They don't want to just fall.
Yeah, that's fair, I guess. I mean, they said she died in dragon's fire.
They don't want to watch their dragon just die in front of them. Like, all right, now let me fall. I think they want to be burnt.
That's fair. They said she
die in
died
flames.
in
They want to be
dragon's fire. They
Jacaerys.
said she died in dragon's
They said
fire.
that, but we saw the scene. That's not what happened.
Maybe they came and roasted her afterwards.
Clearly fell.
Maybe they came and
Who
torched
cares
her
if they
afterwards.
roasted? That's not how she died. She died from the fall. Is how
She died fighting on Dragon's back. I feel like that's still valiant.
Fair,
she died
but I think
doing
they definitely got the facts wrong.
All right, that's fine. They fudged the facts a little
Dying
bit.
by dragon fire. Oh, Jacaerys. They're burned.
Well, there's a difference between dying in a chill place where you're just like, hey, dragon, let's go now, versus dying in battle.
Died from a fall to the ground and then creating an opening.
Whilst in battle on Dragonback.
Yes, but didn't die in fire.
Fine. Agree to disagree. Her legacy's a lie.
The court of law.
Her legacy's a lie.
Court of law. You're going to want to get your facts down.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Rhaenys
Overruled.
Did not die in fire.
That's fine.
She might have been burned after. But that was not the cause of death.
No, that's fair. It's fine.
Cause of death was a heart attack shortly before hitting the ground.
Yeah. She asphyxiated on the way down. Hair's real thin up there. Yeah.
Alrighty, guys. Yeah, how do you handle the elevation? They never acknowledge that in these shows.
They don't. No dragon riders are lightheaded.
So whenever Superman takes Lois Lane flying, I'm like, she probably needs like an oxygen mask or something.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
take her out to space, she'll just suffocate and die.
Probably ears are getting plugged,
Oh yeah, that's true.
Headache,
blowing out
some water.
Deafening Superman travel here.
So guys, what did you guys
episode.
think? See these fruit flies? Can you guys see them on camera? Gotta kill them all.
Oh, we gotta, Dracaerys!
Set this house on fire.
Yep. Burn it to a crisp, okay?
Anyway, thanks guys for being here. What'd you think about the episode? Did you cry? Why would you?
Team Green, baby!
Leave your
Team
thoughts down
Green!
below.
Let's
talk
go!
soon. Bye.